are a ton of animation channels out there at the moment that are all based around the incredible digital circus, in case you were unaware. However, for a variety of reasons, these channels are very toxic to the fan base of the show, and Gooseworks even responds to various issues that arise with some of these channels. It was the explosion of this footage that first truly caught Goose's eye. Another content farm-style animation with a punk version of Jax and a new character that, for some reason, attracted the attention of everyone who saw it and thought it was cool enough to utilize in so many incredible digital circus drawings. The character became popular among fans, and they began to draw and post images of it on Twitter. Naturally, this generated a lot of likes and attention, and you might be wondering what happened when the Gooseworks started to take notice. She answered, "I don't mean to be a buzzkill, but don't you guys think drawing obsessing over this character is just giving these content farm channels what they want? Like, I'd be fine with it if it came from a fan and not a content farm video, but it very much comes from a content farm video." Essentially, she's arguing that it wouldn't matter if it had come from a fan who drew it at random. But since it originated from a content farm video, this will only serve to highlight their persona and video, which have already gone viral, further cementing their business model of exploiting their followers while also destroying the community. Ideally, you should distance yourself from these channels as much as possible. Nothing else will help them get more views than for you to sketch something of theirs, mention them, or take any other action. Conversely, Gooseworks stated that she wouldn't mind if it was created by a fan, so any other character created by either Gooseworks or a fan would be okay to draw repeatedly. However, some fans had different opinions, with one saying that people are just having fun. Once more, farms, if you support their persona, you are essentially endorsing their channel, and all the associated negativity. For instance, Gooseworks designed a character named Jax a while back that was essentially the evil twin sister of Jax. She was depicted as a small rabbit and was the darker version of Jax. Jax might be a bit naive and impolite at times, but this girl was truly nasty. People began drawing her and sharing it on Twitter, and Gooseworks took an interest in these depictions and began chatting with the artists on the platform. Since it promoted nothing negative, unlike these content farming channels, and it had, of course, a decent character. She would subsequently regret this though, since she created her own comic about the entire affair, which she removed from Twitter, possibly as a result of the negative feedback. In essence, she's stating that her audience has different expectations and that she is powerless to change them when everyone is complaining about content farms and how horrible they are for the community and the incredible digital circus. Subsequently, Gooseworks tweeted that she disapproved of them and wished that people would refrain from creating videos or drawings centered around these content farm characters. In the third panel, Gooseworks essentially states that people should flip flip-flops and tell Gooseworks to let them have fun, which is, I suppose, kind of true if people want to draw the characters. That's fine. But Gooseworks was essentially pointing out that if you promote these characters, in reality, all you're doing is pushing these content farm channels, which are detrimental to everyone and will only make the program worse. One of the fans, nevertheless, wanted Gooseworks to copyright all of the farm channel's content. "What do you want me to do about it?" say Gooseworks. "I can't copyright strike the fantastic digital circus because it's not on my channel. And even if I could, isn't there an unwritten rule about copyright striking videos that you disagree with?" That has probably always been frowned upon, which is true. There is a chance that she will start copyright striking all of these channels. The owners of these content farms could file a lawsuit by telling a lawyer that they were operating under fair use, but that they were copyright struck. Since some of these channels receive millions of views every day, that's millions of dollars every few months, so they have the money to file a lawsuit. At the moment, the incredible digital CCU needs all the funding it can get because, well, the animation is pricey and it would be foolish to spend money on lawyers, so they'll have to deal with these content farm channels as well. She's very accurate. I'll get to that in a moment, but Gooseworks has been sent these videos before, and she responded, "You guys keep sending me the worst content farm slot imaginable, and you're like, what are your thoughts on this?" And she goes even further by saying that she would definitely face backlash if she were to copyright strike the videos that she just didn't like. Some of these content farm channels. By the way, I enjoy watching real fan stuff, but it's becoming increasingly difficult to locate. The endless sea of soul is garbage, as you can see if you visit any social media site that displays content of this nature. You may find a ton of rubbish content by searching for the incredible digital circus. Gooseworks essentially expresses her position that she doesn't like these content farm channels, but you'll find a ton of animation, and, if you visit the wrong websites, some stuff that I wouldn't be proud of if I were doing it. She simply states that it's better for the community if you avoid watching them and only watch authentic fan content. She doesn't mean to imply that any parody or extension of the incredible digital circus is bad. Rather, she's saying that you shouldn't support those who do it for financial gain, because they will stop at nothing to make money. However, she won't go so far as to publicly condemn or copyright strike them. Many of these content farm channels will go so far as to attempt to alter the storyline of the amazing digital circus by introducing new characters, such as Pom's brother or sister, or by changing the personalities of some of these existing characters. As an illustration, if you watch the pilot episode of the amazing digital circus, you will be able to determine the personalities of each character. To be honest, Pommy is apprehensive and inquisitive. Katty is just plain crazy, and Ragatha is kind and considerate. You can never get enough farm channel stuff. The personalities of the characters will begin to take on a distinct feel as Gooseworks and the animators work so hard to ensure that every character's unique identity is maintained throughout the creation of the program. Characters in farm channels will stop at nothing to gain views, but they won't go against their personas to make a clever joke or maintain the tone of the show. In other words, they could claim that Pomni the Abstract's Jax is now a good man, or they could make a video Kinger go normal, not crazy normal, since he's crazy right now. There are still months until episode 2 of the show airs, and all these kids who are watching the content farm channels are going to get a ruined perception of the show. All these different things have the power to drastically alter someone's perception of the amazing digital circus, not just the incredible virtual circus, but no community can benefit from these outlets. Other animated series like Has Been Hotel have experienced this. The fans who watch these things begin to get a bad taste in their mouths because it's made out of pure greed. There's no real passion behind it, and it almost ruins their passion for whatever show or game they like because of all the content slop around it. I'd have to say Hornstromp is the one that's the absolute worst, as they literally just use any video to make their animations, because there's so much attention surrounding these content. Farms see, ooh, let me grab some money. So they start making their animations with terrible voice acting and plots just to get views. Create an animation based on a potential trend. Because they frequently change themes, they have something like 15 distinct channels, each with 1 million subscribers. Oh, let's assume Chapter 3 of Poppy's Playtime arrives. I see. We got to animate a Mother Longlegs story. We have to transfer over to the fantastic digital circus episode 2, along with any new characters that may appear. They even spend 5 Nights at Freddy's. Since 5 Nights at Freddy's became popular a few months after the film's release, even though this is horrible, the worst ones, the bottom of the barrel trash poison rat slop, have extremely explicit titles and NSFW thumbnails, which makes for the hardest clickbait ever, and the viewers are children. Consider this. If you are viewing this video, you are most likely older and slightly wiser than the viewers of this animation-style stuff. Who are the only people who will view this kind of content? As I assume that most of you would find it offensive and wouldn't watch it, young, easily influenced children are viewing NSFW thumbnails and having their impressions of the show damaged. Even if you watch the animation video, it's a regular animation, so whomever is making them knows precisely what they're doing with the NSFW thumbnails. This is the worst combination imaginable. I would say Gooseworks has a very valid opinion on these content farm channels, and I'll repeat it with my own. Do not watch these people. They're literally just doing it for the money. They are trying to clickbait kids into clicking on this, and if that's not toxic and downright evil, then I don't know what is. Don't repaint their characters since, despite the fact that it appears innocent, you are indirectly endorsing them, as everyone who views your work will attempt to deduce where it originated, and after they know the answer, they can even watch it. This is destroying children's minds. Are you familiar with the expression iPad kids? I'd love to know your opinion on such channels, as I personally can't stand them. But we are producing increasingly worse iPad kids with explicit thumbnails and completely rotting men's brains in an attempt to distract them. Please let me know in the comments section. Thank you for your attention. I hope everyone enjoyed this video and give it a thumbs up. See you soon.